Mio Cosplay from Xenoblade Chronicles 3, Part 1, the leggings. My fabric for the leggings is going to be this 4-way stretch fabric. But before I could use it, I first gave it a wash just to get all the chemicals and shrinkage out. While that dried, I began by printing out my pattern. This is a free pattern that I found online that comes in multiple sizes. I printed it out, cut along the edges as per the instructions, and then taped it all together. Once all that's done, I had something like this. I then cut all the pieces out, and since my fabric was finally dry, I began cutting it out of the fabric as well. One thing to note about this pattern is that the lines can be really difficult to manage, so I had to mark them in highlighter. The seam allowances are also uneven, so I had to mark those too. Now to start pinning. Wait, did I say pinning? No. I meant clipping, using these sewing clips. And because it's the stretch fabric, I used this stretch stitch on my sewing machine. If you don't have this, you can use a zigzag stitch. And I also changed out my needle to a ballpoint. Alright, time to start stitching. I first pinned and sewed the inner leg together, and then the outer leg together. A quick note about stretch fabric is that it's going to, well, stretch. So I would take it very slow. After I sewed up both sides of the leg, I turned one inside out, shoved it into the other right seams together, and then sewed up the crotch. So far, so good. And I can even kick in it too. Now for the waistband. I cut 2 of each and began by sewing up the sides. I then sewed both together through the top and turned it inside out. I then pinned it to the main part of the leggings and sewed them together. Last thing I did was check the hem, and my leggings were finally done. If you know how to make a pair of pants, this was actually pretty close to that. And I'm so happy that I can jump and kick in it too.